Good afternoon. I will be reporting the second part of the topic feasibility study. This is the contents of a feasibility study. The most common feasibility studies should include the following sections. Number 1, executive summary. An executive summary is often written for leaders in a business or organization such as CEOs, department heads, or supervisors so they can get critical information quickly to decide a course of action. An executive summary provides an overview of the main points of a larger report. It is often written to share with individuals who may not have time to review the entire report. The reader should be able to make a decision based only on reading the executive summary. Second, we have the description of product or service. A product or service description is a form of marketing copy that describes a business's offerings to customers. For example, an online retailer will provide product descriptions on its website about the apparel items it sells. For the third, we have technology considerations. This refers to the devices during business operations. Now, the fact is that technology is an important tool in modern business. You might be able to operate your business without a single computer. But if your competition is wired, you might find yourself left behind. For the number 4, we have product or service marketplace. Selling through online marketplaces provides a flexible business opportunity with relatively low startup cost. Because online marketplaces allow you to sell goods without setting up your own online store. Selling through online marketplaces provides a flexible business opportunity with relatively low startup cost. As what I've said earlier, eBay and Amazon are examples of well-established marketplaces. For the fifth one, we have identification of specific market. Identifying a target market allows marketers to focus on those most likely to purchase the product. Limiting the population funnels research and budgets to the customers with the highest profit potential. Number 6, we have marketing strategy. Now, marketing results don't just happen by chance. Creating a strategy ensures you're targeting the right people with relevant content that appeals to them. The more time you spend creating a clear strategy, the more opportunities you create to sell. For the number 7, we have organization structure. This provides guidance to all employees by laying out the official reporting relationships that govern the workflow of the company. A formal outline of a company's structure makes it easier to add new positions in the company as well, providing a flexible and ready means for growth. Number 8, schedule. Schedule feasibility is defined as the probability of a project to be completed within its scheduled time limits by a planned due to date. Now, if a project has a high probability to be completed on time, then its schedule feasibility is appraised as high. In many cases, a project will be unsuccessful if it takes longer than it was estimated. Some environmental conditions may change. Hence, a project can lose its benefits, expediency, and profitability. If a work to be accomplished at a project does not fit the time frames demanded by its customers, then a schedule is unfeasible. Amount of work should be reduced or other schedule compression methods apply. For the number 9, we have financial projections. Financial projection, it creates a what-if scenario where something about your company or industry is different in the future. For example, if your business is closed on the weekends, but you wanted to know what would happen if you change your schedule to be open 7 days a week, then that would be a financial projection. If you think there's a chance that demand for your product or service will increase in the future, creating a financial projection with that in mind will help you plan for the potential outcome. There are various types of feasibility studies. Number 1, technical. Hardware and software existing or a new staffing skills. Technical hardware and software existing or new technology manpower. Site analysis, transportation. Number 2, we have financial. Initial and future stakeholder investors. ROI, benchmarks. ROI means return of investments. Resources to procure capital, banks, investors, venture capitalists, return on investment. Third, we have market. Industry type, marketing characteristics, market growth, competition environment, sales projections. Type of industry prevailing market future, market growth, competitors, and potential customers, projection of sales. Now, for the number 4, this was known as organization, structure, legal, management team, competency. The organizational structure of the business, legal structure of the business, or the specific project, management team's competency, professional skills and experience. The practice of companies blindly following available templates comes with enormous risk. Whether companies design or copy certain business models, it is necessary to conduct a feasibility study using models to reduce the risk of failure. Okay, there are typical steps to a feasibility study. Number 1, preliminary analysis. For preliminary analysis, to efficiently evaluate alternatives, a pre-feasibility study is often conducted after discussing a series of business ideas or scenarios. This pre-feasibility study helps to frame and flesh out specific business scenarios, with only some studied more in depth. It is not unusual that during this preliminary analysis, The number of business alternatives under consideration is reduced from the initial starting point. During this first step to a feasibility process, you may investigate a variety of ways to organize the business and or to position the product in the marketplace. It is just like an exploratory journey, and you may take several paths before you reach your destination. Just because the initial analysis is negative does not mean that the proposal does not have merit. Sometimes, limitations or flaws in the proposal can be corrected. If the findings lead you to the proceed with the feasibility study, your work may have resolved some basic issues. A consultant may help you with the pre-feasibility study, but you should be involved. This is an opportunity for you to understand the issues of business development. Now, for number 2, we have market assessment. A market assessment may be conducted that will help determine the viability of a proposed product or service in the marketplace. The market assessment will also help to identify demand in the market and at what price. If no opportunities are found, there may be no reason to proceed further with the feasibility study. If opportunities are found, the market assessment can give focus and direction in the construction of business scenarios to investigate in the feasibility study. A market assessment will provide much of the information for the marketing feasibility section of the feasibility study. Third, we have Third, we have organizational structures. This step in the feasibility analysis pertains to organization. Staffing requirements, including management and labor alignment, are studied. How many workers are needed for how long? What other resources will be needed? So, maunay sakop sa organizational structures. Now, number 4, we have financial controls. It is important to formalize an opening day balance sheet. In this step, first efforts at projected revenues and expenses are attempted. Number 5, we have points of vulnerability. Factors that are internal to the project and represent vulnerability to the project's short-term or long-term steps should be reviewed and analyzed. These points then can be controlled or otherwise eliminated. For number 6, we have results and conclusions. The conclusions of the feasibility study should not outline in depth the various scenarios examined. The project leaders need to carefully examine the feasibility study and challenge its underlying assumptions. This is the time to be skeptical. Don't expect one alternative to jump off the page as being the best scenario, because feasibility studies do not suddenly become positive or negative. As you accumulate information and investigate alternatives, neither a positive nor negative outcome may emerge. The decision of whether to proceed is often not clear-cut. Major stumbling blocks may emerge that negate the project. Sometimes, these weaknesses can be overcome. Rarely does the analysis come out overwhelmingly positive. The study will help you assess the trade-off between the risk and rewards of moving forward with a business project. Remember, it is not the purpose of the feasibility study or the role of the consultant to decide whether or not to proceed with a business plan. It is the role of the project leaders to make this decision using information from the feasibility study and input from consultants. Now, for the last number 7, go or no-go decision. The go-no-go decision is one of the most critical in business development. In other words, it is the point of no return. Once you have definitely decided to pursue a business scenario, there is usually no turning back. The feasibility study will be a major information source in making this decision. This indicates the importance of a properly developed feasibility study. So, thank you for listening. For our reference, we take it from Iowa State University with a website www.extension.iastate.edu/agdm/c5-65.html. Thank you.